Hello everyone, and this is Shamsuddin from Cybernera. Today I want to show you a simple practice of how you can use the Astra team to manage your third-party script code like Google Analytics, Metapiso, Google Tag Manager, any marketing script like that you want to manage on your website that require a dedicated standalone plugin or modifying your theme. You can do this with Astra Pro if you have the Astra Pro active on your site. But what you have to first understand up front is that Astra Pro is a paid license. So before we get into this tutorial properly, I would like you to take a moment and get Astra Pro if you haven't done so already. You'll find the link in this video description where you can navigate directly to the Astra Pro 10 page and see exactly what current features they have available and the plans available too, because Astra have different type of plan. One, we have they have the lifetime license and they have the yearly license. So whichever suits your style, probably whichever suits your needs, you can go for it. So now let's back into the video. As I was talking about before, if you have the Astra Pro enabled on your site, you don't need a dedicated standalone plugin like WP Core or the footer and header plugin. Astra Pro does it all for you. It's not just about design. It's not just about the visual aspect of your site. You can use it to manage your third-party script. So now let's get into it before we bombard you with too much introductions. So once you have the Astra Pro add-on active on your site, what you need to do is go to dashboard and click on dashboard. When you click on dashboard, you will come to a page like this, though it depends on the version and the time you are watching this video. Your own dashboard may be kind of different than this, because from time to time, Astra, the team behind Astra, they update the dashboard and they update the plugin. So you might come across this video at a time when the dashboard have, move away from this interface. But I believe the foundation, the fundamentals will always be the same. So when you go to the Astra dashboard, look for the site builder toggle. Make sure you toggle this is on. If it is off gray like this, make sure you toggle it on so that you can activate the Astra Site Builder add-on. So when you have this enabled already, now what you need to do, you can click on the setting directly here, or you come to your sidebar and click on Site Builder from the Astra menu. Whichever option you take will take you to the same page, just like this. So when you see a page like this is my own page already. As you can see, I already have some layout that I've already built, but we won't get into much about all the detail because this hooks and the layer that you see here, many of them does different jobs here. So even beside managing third-party script with the site builder, you can use it to build custom design, custom templates. For example, I have a design here which I used for my custom 404 page. This you see here is for the custom 404 page. I have designed a custom 404 page whereby it overrides the default WordPress WordPress 404 page. But we won't get into this today in this tutorial. Let's focus on how to manage a third-party script with the Astra Site Builder. So now what you need to do is you click on Create New. You click on Hooks. So when you do that, it takes you to another page. So when you're on this page now, you don't need to do anything here. What you need to do, because we have, now let me explain something here, because we are dealing with code. We are not dealing with a plain text. We are dealing with code. So what you need to do is click on Enable Code Editor. You click Leave. The more just to a WordPress telling you to be sure whether you want to leave the page. So when you are here, but this is the page you'll be working with. So what you need to do right here is now you copy your code from wherever, maybe your Google Pixel, your Meta Pixel, your whatever the code is, as long as it's a third-party script that you want to manage, want to insert into either the header, the footer, the body, or whatever part of your website you want to insert this code, just come here and paste in the code. you know. So you start from this right here. You just paste your code. Let's assuming this just mind that this is a code. Well, let me check if I can get some code here. Okay, let me use this. This is just for educational purpose. This isn't a real code. Just assuming that this is a code. So we paste this code right here. Wow. Now we go. Now you don't need to hit publish straightforward here, because what I'm going to show you now, it is the reason why I love managing my third-party script with the Astra Site Builder uh, function, because it gives you a lot of flexibility, a lot of controls over who sees the code, over where the code's triggered, over what user will trigger the code, and it even allows you to set time duration. For example, let's say you want to run a marketing campaign, or you want to temporarily test a traffic source just for a short period of time, you can set time. You can time the script that it starts so the day and it ends so day. So you don't need to remember once that day, once it is that day, once this is the day and the time that you said, the code stops running automatically. So you don't need to do anything. You just automate the process direct like that. So now here are the things you need to be aware of here. First, you give your code a name. Let's give this new code testing. So you can remember, this is just for testing purpose. So just give it a descriptive name. The name is important because by the time you start managing multiple codes, you need a way to identify each code. So make sure you give each code a name that helps you identify it, when you are searching for code among many codes. So now, don't forget, you don't need to click publish right now. So what you need to do is scroll down this page. Then when you come to the point of custom layout, click the drop down here and choose hooks. Now, this action now will reveal the all settings here. So now take your time to go through each setting. Remember, depending on the codes and where the developer asks you to, the platform asks you to insert this code, but mostly all analytics marketing code used to go into the error section of the website. So in the action feed in Astra Site Builder, click the setting, click select and look for WP add. That's where most code will go. Now, the code goes straight into the WP add. You don't need to do anything other than this. Now, within the priority list, this priority list, normally you don't need to do anything here, but let me explain what this actually does in a simple term. Let's say you have a code, a script that depend. Let's say you have multiple scripts, you know, installed with Site Builder, and among the scripts you have a particular one that depends on another script to fire first before that one triggers. For example, now let's say you have a code that depends on Google Tag Manager to fire. That means Google Tag Manager has to fire first before this code fire. Now you can lower the priority of Google Tag Manager. Instead of making it 10, you can lower the priority so it fire first. You can give it the number like 5, 3, 2. This means that Google Tag Manager has to fire first before this particular code fire, because the other code depend on Google Tag Manager to fire. But in a way whereby you don't have such code, you can leave all this down 10. Doesn't matter how many codes the priority list is. Priority score is 10. Doesn't matter. But in a situation whereby you have a script that depends on another script to fire early before it runs, then you have to think about their priority uh, score. So the nutshell, the lower the number, the earlier the script fires. That's just the thing you need to understand. Now, away from that, when you go to spacing, you don't need to do anything here, because spacing is for visual display of the code. And since we are in a certain script that doesn't appear visually on the website, it only runs the background. You don't need anything to do with the spacing here. But just in case you are inserting a code that output a visual content on the website, you might need to adjust spacing depending on how you want the spacing to be, from the top, bottom to other, content on the page. That's just the spacing for. Now here is the another important setting that you need to, I think, will be very, very valuable to you. That is the display on. So now we can choose where this script runs, where it fires. Now you can choose entire website. Normally, if you are inserting a script like a tracking script like GA4 script, Google Tag Manager, MetaPiso, Cover Piso, Bing Analytics, all those stuffs, you want them to run on the entire website. So I will leave this to entire website. But in your case, let's say you want the code to run on a specific page. Maybe you want to track a specific page. There are a lot of options here. As you can see, we have all posts, archives, category, tags, date archives, blogs page, for page. Maybe you want to track how many visitors actually come to your for page, or you have a specific kind of code that you want to install on a particular page. The Astra Site Builders gives you that flexibility to determine exactly where your code run. This is one of the beauty that I like about it. So now let's move away from that. And now you can even add display rule or exclusion rule that, for example, now let's say we want this code script to run on entire website, but except certain pages. Now we can add exclusion rule to it, whereby we say, okay, the code should run an entire website, but should not run on a particular page. Then we come here, we say specific page, and you can now come here and type just the page. You don't want this to run on a Shopify blog, you know, just like that. You can choose, okay, shouldn't run on this particular post. As you can see, this is gives you a lot of flexibility to see, to target your script down to exactly where you want it to run, and where you don't want it to run. So now, I hope you understand that. If there are questions or anything you didn't understand about this Astra Site Builder, you can leave your questions in the comment below this post, and I will do my best to answer them to the best of my knowledge. So now, another important settings you need to pay attention to is the user role. Now, Astra Site Builder gives you option to select the user role that triggers this script. For example, now, in my own case, I have a GA4 Google Tag Manager script on the website, and I want to exclude my own traffic, my own logged in traffic, or logged in traffic. I want to exclude it from the GA data. So what I did is select user role, I say logged out. As you can see, so the Google Tag Manager will only fires if the traffic is logged out. If the traffic is logged in, the script don't fires. So this automatically exclude admin traffic from my GA4 data. As you can see, and this is one of challenges that most marketers have been having for years, trying to exclude their own traffic from GA4. There are many options to do that actually, but they require installing another script manually, or installing extensions on the browser that you use. But all these other methods, comes with loopholes. They are not well efficient, because when you install extensions on your own browser and personal browser to exclude your GA4 traffic from your Google, from your analytics, what if you give access to freelancers, other people working on the site, and they don't have these extensions on their own browser? That means your GA4 data will be skewed. We include all this traffic. So, but once you set this up with Site Builder, you exclude all login traffic, regardless of where or who is coming to your site, as long as they are logged in users, their section is never recorded in GA4. This automatically, filter your traffic from analytics, and let you understand exactly what you are getting. You understand that? So the next settings you understand is the responsibility. This also gives you the ability to choose the text or the device that the script fires on. For example, let's say you want to track mobile visits alone, you can just exclude tablet and desktop and leave only mobile on. This means the script that you just added. So only fires will only trigger on, will only run on mobile devices. As you can see, this is a lot. There's a lot of possibility with the Astra Site Builder that you can achieve with it. You see, there are a lot of things you can do. There are a lot of ways that you can target your script to be more precise and filter out unwanted uh, source, unwanted action from triggering the script. So, and our time duration now, this is what I told you about earlier on. Now, let's say you have a marketing script that you want to test for just for a short period of time. And instead of trying to remember when to switch it up, you can just come to the time duration and pick the time. Let's say I want this to run from 24th, which is today, Monday, and I want it to end on 31. Done. As you can see, I can even go more granular here, even add hours, a minute, everything that I want. Just click done and click. So now when you're done with all the testing, all the settings, you can now scroll up and click publish. So that's it. So from there on, your settings take place and you can just forget about it. That's all. And let me tell you something. One good about this way is that when there's an update to the term, does it affect your script settings here? No update affected, so you set it and forget it, except you want to delete. And if you want to delete any of this scripts, you don't need to come here. Just click Site Builder again. That's all. Just click Site Builder and just come here. You see a view of all your script here, and you can just click on this three dots here. You can easily disable a script from running, you copy the code or display the conditions or duplicate the layout instantly. You can even preview it, in a new tab. So it gives you a lot of easier way to manage the script. So there's no big deal about this. And if you don't like this view, you can switch to the table view from up here. This gives you a list instead of the card. As you can see, it gives you a list view of all script that you've created on the site. So you can easily just the way you manage posts in WordPress, you can manage them here too. Trash, preview, duplicate, whatever you want. It's just at your fingertips. So that's all about the site builder in Astra 10. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, just like I did, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and be part of our movement here, as this gives us encouragement to keep going. And you can also leave in the comment section what kind of videos you like to get from us in the future. So if we can that give us an insight to know what you like us to publish and what kind of challenges you are facing, that we can go the extra mile to provide a solution to. But don't forget, before you go, please subscribe to our channel and see you in the next video. Thank you. Goodbye.